Welcome back to another episode of today's economic news. I'm John, and today we're diving into a rather curious blend of marble, politics, and self-importance. The Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, has proclaimed herself a historic figure as her marble bust begins its journey to being eternally commemorated in the halls of Congress. But before you start polishing that marble or clearing a space on your mantle for the latest memoirs, let's dissect the true cost, both figuratively and literally, of being declared historic. Now, why should this topic get your blood boiling, you ask? Well, imagine if instead of that nice vacation or new appliance, your hard-earned dollars went to immortalize another politician in stone. Sounds absurd, right? Yet here we are. Is this really about celebrating historic achievements? Or is it just another ego boost wrapped in layers of polished rock? Stick with me, folks, as we unravel a narrative that spans from the late 1800s traditions to today's political puzzle. Before we tackle today's conundrum, let's rewind a bit. The tradition of commemorating vice presidents with marble busts is not new. It dates back to the late 1800s. Initially, this tradition aimed to honor those who rose to one of the highest offices in the land, recognizing their contributions despite the historically limited visibility of the role. Remember, back then, the role of vice president wasn't the powerhouse it is nowadays. Office often struggled for attention amidst legislative challenges since its inception in 1789. But those busts, they stood as symbols, etching a slice of permanence into the National Archives. Now, Kamala Harris's claim to being historic isn't without its context. She's stepping up during a turbulent time both in her career and within the Democratic Party. Her marble visage is set against the backdrop of power plays, recent election analyses, and shifting party dynamics. It's more than personal legacy. It's about staking a claim amidst old school politics and modern-day political chess. But some might say the real motivation isn't solely the legacy. It might very well be tied to selling copies of her new book, 107 Days, where she opens up about her office experiences and isn't shy about critiquing Democrat stalwarts. Is it about being remembered, or is it about selling books? Let's continue. So what's the evidence here? For starters, Harris aims to enter the annals of history with her bust, a part of a tradition cemented over a century ago. But to translate that into taxpayer terms, think of it this way. It's like paying for not just a deluxe edition book, but also the luxury edition with golden pages which you'll never get to read. According to Josh Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania, Harris's narrative is, and I quote, complete and utter nonsense. Do they really think we are gullible enough to believe everything is hunky-dory because a self-proclaimed biography says so? And about that book, 107 Days? It might just as well double as a promotional piece, thinly veiled as a personal account. Critics suggest that her self-proclaimed historic status might be more about image reinforcement amidst whispers within the Biden administration's halls rather than genuine achievements. When Harris argues, there will be a marble bust of me in Congress. I am a historic figure like any vice president of the United States ever was. Should this be taken as a fact or fiction? Now let's launch into what I call the libertarian rant. Here's the kicker. As our currency strains under the weight of inflation, every cent spent on grandiose legacies is essentially a pickpocket's dream. Harris's claims and the marble tribute aren't merely personal indulgences, but are emblematic of government overspending. This swells the national burden and fuels that dreaded inflation, quietly eroding the purchasing power of hard-working citizens. And yes, there's a broader lesson here about governmental incompetence. These marble commemorations are the symptoms of a system more focused on personal legacies than delivering on promises made to the electorate. Let's not forget the loss of liberty amidst all this marble chaos. In prioritizing personal grasps at historical titles, who's truly considering the American citizens' welfare? Officials striving to etch their names in marble might just be missing the point of democratic governance entirely. While they polish their stones, our liberties seem to slip through their freshly manicured hands. To bring this full circle, what's the takeaway today, folks? It's simple. While Kamala's narrative aims to portray her as a groundbreaking figure, the real legacy left might be that of confused priorities, a legacy unfortunately funded by you, the taxpayers. If you are tired of paying for their mistakes, hit subscribe. Together, let's keep the narrative grounded in reality. I'm John signing off, and remember to keep questioning where your dollars and stories are truly heading.